Hi everyone, it's another vlog episode of Marvin Says, and sa araw na ito ang pag-uusapan natin or ang bibigyan ko ng komento ay it's all about gaming again, and it's about this game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, okay, for the PS4. Alright, so last Sunday I grabbed this game, hindi na siya yung presyong first release, since this game has been released for I think about 1 year na. So I got this at sale, in Data Blitz for 1,600. So if you are to buy it in cash, may less 100, so 1,500 lang. Alright, so bibigay ko sa inyo yung first impressions ko about this game. Okay, so eto na siya. From the get-go, pagkasalpak mo pa lang, it's like the graphics, it's basically just like the Spider-Man Miles Morales. Okay, parehong-pareho lang in terms of graphics. Well, bakit pareho lang? Maganda yung graphics. It's, for me, it's like a next-gen graphics. Hindi mo mapapansin na minadali yung game development for this game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Graphics is as good as Spider-Man Miles Morales, and for me, I will be rating it at 10 out of 10. Okay, that's for the graphics. Now for the music, Star Wars, okay, this is best played if you have like a Bluetooth headset, na maganda, because yung music kasi, if you're basically playing it on your television's stock speakers, hindi mo siya ma-appreciate kasi kunwari 2.1 lang, hindi mo siya ma-appreciate kasi unang-una open, stock speakers ng TV open, madaming distractions, hindi mo maririnig yung mga bass, yung mga konting pitik na pwedeng ibigay sa'yo ng headphones, Now, disclaimer lang, if you're using a cheap headphones, then it's better not to use a headphones. Use your TV na lang kasi mas maganda pa siguro yung output ng TV mo kaysa sa cheap headphones, But you have like a good headphones, if you're using like a JBL or the Sony headset itself, or anything that is a well-known brand, then you will appreciate the soundtrack, okay, of this game, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's also the same with Comparo, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Maganda rin ang soundtrack nun, So if you have like a good headset, use your headset, enjoy the game. The immersion is so in this game for both Miles Morales for PS4, and then for this game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Okay, that's for the soundtrack, and I'll rate it 5 out of 5. Okay, now let's talk about gameplay. It's like hindi siya kaagad-agad na matututunan mo, Medyo iba yung nasanay ako sa Assassin's Creed gameplay. Okay, from the button maps and all of those things. With this one, well, andon ng konti, but may ibang feeling So the learning curve of the gameplay for this is medyo mahirap for me. Well, hindi naman mahirap, but maninibago ka lang. So the gameplay or the learning curve for that matter, in terms of difficulty, I'll give it 3.5 out of 5. Okay, that's the learning curve. Okay, in terms of difficulty, 3.5 to 4. It will probably for the first time, players of this game, medyo maninibago talaga kayo if you're not used to playing this type of games. Medyo role playing action adventure game, button mapping. It will take time, not that tagal time, but the learning curve is, again, hindi siya kagad-agad. It's not an instant learning curve. Okay? So, yun yung gameplay niya. So, 3.5 out of 5 for the learning curve in terms of gameplay. Alright. This game, it will not disappoint. Okay? So, sa mga wala pa nito, I suggest you try this game because ma-appreciate nyo yung, lalo na for the PS4 Pro owners. Okay, let's talk about the graphics, okay, and the frame rate, okay, for the PS4 Pro owners. No, if you own a PS4 OG or the PS4 Slim, the experience would be different if you own a PS4 Pro. Why? Kasi with this one, no, in the settings, visual settings, you have the option to change the visual according to performance and the quality, no. Nandito sa game, in game, no, nandito sa game, no. Pag pinili mo yung performance, no, the resolution will be limited to 1080p, but the frame rate, I think it's, kung kaya ng TV no, 60 frames per second yata to. 60 frames per second or close to 60 frames per second. So, 60 FPS or close to that FPS. Sobrang ganda. So, you know what? Nagbago na isip ko. If quality over performance, I would select performance. Why? Kasi ngayon ko lang na-experience yung, I've been gaming for since I was in elementary, from the Game Boys, Game & Watches, and then sa start ng lahat ng mga consoles na dumating, no? Ngayon ko lang na-experience yung ganda ng 60 frames per second. Kaya pala yung mga next gen ngayon, like the Xbox Series X, no? It boasts of 60 frames per second. Sobrang ganda, promise, sobrang ganda. If you're used to playing at 30 frames per second, and then nakita nyo or na test nyo yung 60 frames per second, ayaw nyo na mag 30 frames per second, gusto nyo 60 frames per second na lang, no? Kahit na yung TV nyo is a 1080p or the full HD TV. Okay, ngayon ka lang na-appreciate yung 60 FPS. Sobrang ganda na to, promise. So that's the reason why I made a first impression of this. It's because of the 60 FPS that this game gives us. Okay? Makikita nyo, sa mga bagong case ngayon, at the back, makikita nyo yan, PS4 Pro Enhanced. Okay? Andito yan, ito. Ayan, ito. It says PS4 Pro Enhanced. So, iba talaga. I mean, if you're buying the Pro version, no, the current generation, may pagkakaiba. Na hindi lang sinabing Pro for no reason at all. Ginawa yan kasi yung FPS, no, andun. So, talagang design siya, no, for a certain purpose. No, hindi lang basta makabenta yung Sony or Microsoft. No. They will not do a Pro version of their system without giving the consumers the graphics or the performance or what have use na pwede nilang ibigay. So it's not that we're shelling cash out of nothing, but basically they're upgrading their system to a much better experience. And in terms of my experience, 60 FPS is the way to go, no? Lalo na siguro yung mga Xbox Series X or ang target nila is 120 frames per second, no? That's their target. But they're promising na lahat ng games or mostly all of their games is at constant 60 FPS, no? With PS5, it's also the same. They're targeting 60 FPS, no? I've been switching this game into performance and then quality. Quality, gumaganda lang yung graphics, no? Kanina I was playing it. I was testing the power of the PS4 Pro. No, I was switching from performance, no, and then quality. Quality gives me, well, good surroundings in terms of color, no, medyo sharp, no. But the thing is, yung galaw yung galaw, tapos yung parang there's something with the 60 frames per second talaga na wala sa 30 FPS. Pag 30 FPS, it's like cartoonish, no? With 60 FPS, 1080p resolution, no? And then they're giving up tempo the frames per second to probably 60 FPS or close to 60 FPS. Pasok na pasok, sobrang ganda, no? Eto na, no? TVs nowadays, it's 4K. And I don't know the frames per second or the hertz. Makikita naman sa TV yan, or itanong na sa mga sales, assistant, sa mga nagbebenta ng or sa appliance store, no? If the TV supports 120 hertz, no? And then it's 4K, no? Ang 120 hertz, magiging ang bigay niyan it's 60 frames per second. Constant yan. Hindi siya bababa at 60, no? But again, hindi lang doon nakadepende sa TV. It's also in the game itself, no? So sa mga next gen Xbox Series X, PS5, no, owners, if you have a TV that has a 120 Hz, panigurado, no, 60 FPS, that's locked. Locked yan, either Xbox Series X or PS5, that's locked. But again, it also is dependent on the game itself. Okay? Now, my TV is 60 Hz, no? This game, when I turn in the performance mode, sabi ko may naramdaman ako na change of frames per second. If yung TV ko is just 60 Hz lang, no? Swerte na ako pag lock siya at 60 FPS. Pero sa tingin ko, naglalaro ang frames per second ko sa mga 40 FPS to 50. Okay, swerte na ako at 60 frames per second. Kasi ang PS4 Pro yata, no, or the OG PS4, the PS4 Slim, 30 FPS lang yan. Ginawa yung PS4 Pro for the 4K TVs, and at the same time, yun nga, super sampling. And super sampling means yun nga, dagdag frames per second, and if your TV is just 1080p, super sampling makes it probably up tempos the resolution to 1440p, something like that. So hindi na tinatapatan yung 4K kasi yung TV nga is just 1080p. Pero pag may super sampling, yung resolution niya hindi siya 1080p na maximum resolution ng TV ninyo, no? Mas ginagawa niya yon above 1080p, baka 1220p, ganun, something like that. So mas mataas sa current resolution ng TV nyo. Okay, para sa mga taong walang 4K screens like mine. Okay, like me, sorry. So yun. Kaya dun sa mga next gen ngayon, no, Xbox claiming that 60 FPS locked. Yes, it's true. Tama yun. And their target is 120. At 60 masaya na ako Ang ganda no? Maganda. Sa PS5, their target is also 60 frames per second, but 120 FPS hindi kaya ng PS5. It's because of, again, the architecture. Mas superior ang Xbox Series X. Pero you know what? Sa mga nangyari ngayon, the PS5 is outperforming the Xbox Series X, and what the techies or the experts are saying it's just a matter of time that, you know, the developers will learn the power of Xbox Series X, and then, you know, magagamit nila yung graphics card, yung CPU, teraflops, kung ano-ano pang meron dyan sa Xbox Series X. Okay, but I'm not talking about those two. I'm talking about my experience for this game, no, at talagang napatunayan ko na 60 frames per second is the way to go. Okay, 30 frames per second, cartoonish ang style, pangit, no, just like what you're used to, no, but 60 frames per second, mag-iiba yung pananaw nyo sa gaming. Sobrang gandang laruin. The frame rate, it's like a different world, you know, if you're gaming. Okay, so if you own a PS4 Pro, try this one if you don't have this game yet or haven't played this game. And yun nga, check the performance, no? Magiging 1080p lang siya, but the frames per second, promise, it's better than, you know, you have like a 4K and then you're playing at 30 FPS. You know, if you know what I mean. So, ganoon talaga. Kailangan i-sacrifice ang resolution to get a better frame rate. No? It's just like, it's what happening with the Xbox Series X, the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No? May ginawa sila, sinasacrifice yung, may patch kasi, no? Sinasacrifice yung resolution para walang masyadong dip sa frame rate. So, ganun ang ginawa dito, no? Or ginawa ng mga developer, na if you select performance over quality, then, you know what, expect that your frame rate will probably be 60 FPS for the PS4 Pro owners. Okay? Or it will be higher than 30 FPS. Okay, so my verdict for this, it's also the same with Miles Morales. It's 10 out of 10. Get this, it's 1,500, you know, 1,600 actually, but if you're paying in cash, less 100, so it's 1,500. Sulit to, maganda to. I've been playing it for an hour and a half, and I've been testing the performance and then the quality modes under its visual settings. Performance is what I'm after and not quality. So, ito yung ginawa ngayon naman next gen, no? 60 FPS to 120 FPS ang target nila. That's good for us gamers. Okay? So, this ends the vlog episode of Marvin Says. Sana nagustuhan ninyo ang first impression ko. If you're new to my channel and if you like this video or if you don't like this video, comment lang kayo kung para at least ma-improve ko kung yung content ko sa channel. Alright? So, again, maraming salamat po. Ingat po tayong lahat. Till next time, guys. Bye.